always looking for you. I'm always looking for you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I couldn't hide. I was looking for you. Yeah, I was looking for you. I am a hound surrounded. I am the silence in the road. Just a figure in the dark. As if coming for the storm. If I fall, you catch me. Push me back up on my feet. See the strength inside of me.
I mean, it's going to be a dog fight, a marathon. These guys are going to have to scrap their way out of it, and they're going to have to battle.
These drivers are going to have to manage their tires, manage their tempers, manage their cars, because that wall, when you come out of 4, comes up mighty quick.
You can run a bunch of different groups here. I mean, it's not just follow the leader. The draft will have something to do with it.
So maybe finding that landmark, your lift and brake point, maybe a little bit more difficult here. They're going to have to kind of do it by feel.
It's not really about grip. It's about, you got to watch your sides, especially going through that dog leg. It's going to be really easy to lose where all the other cars are around you. Just going to survive the battle out there. You're going to beat and bang. You got tempers flaring. If you survive this battle, you're going to get yourself a good finish.
Almost impossible to pass here. So a lot of the passing for position that you're going to see on the track is because somebody messed up.
And welcome everybody to Monday Night Racing, where we get things kicked off with the Midwest Days of Thunder Xfinity Series season opener. This is the one that counts for points. It kicks this season off, and man, you do not want to behind the 8 ball on this one. And this series is proudly brought to you by Joe's Design Shop. Go ahead, check them out on Facebook for any logos or cars or any types of paints and graphic designing needs that you can probably think of. Man, go look up Joe, because he does a fantastic job. That's our good buddy here, Joe Archer. So thank you, Joe, for sponsoring this Xfinity series all season long. As we get things underway here, I'm Alan Brown, and I'm joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm great, man. Ready to get the season started. The excitement's been building for some time now, since before the holidays, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to get this thing done. We had the Clash, and then the duels last week to set the field for tonight, and really looking forward to seeing these awesome Xfinity cars perform in this pack racing environment, because they do so great here. The drafting characteristics and everything, the power on these cars, frankly, it's more fun to watch than the Cup guys. So these guys are really going to put on a show tonight for sure.
That they will for sure. Is down there on pit road. He survived his hunt going after that Sasquatch. Thankfully, the Sasquatch didn't find him first. That's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I got a Sam Squatch in the freezer. Everything's fabulous. Looking forward to tonight. 65% fuel, 0 fast repairs. So we're going to see how that works with these guys. 65 laps. Track temperature's not going to be a problem. It's nice and cool. I think we're about ready to get the anger and frustration started right here with the old Daytona Super Speedway to start this season off, man. I'm looking forward to this one as well.
That it will be, as we take a look here, as we have 65 laps around this historic track. And like you said, weather shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's going to be nice and beautiful here tonight under the lights. But that also brings us down to that key to the race, and it is game time. Everything that's been leading up to here, man, that's just kind of for fun. Now is when it's time to get serious. It's time to actually put in the work. Time to start your season and your chance to chase down that season championship.
And it's always great to kick something off like this under the lights. That the night racing, this is your Saturday night track routes type deal going to a night race. I'm glad that we're running this first Daytona race at night. It just sets off some of the paint jobs on these cars too. If you look at them, and they look a lot different, a lot shinier, a lot cooler under the lights. So that's one of the secondary things we kind of look at. You don't really think a whole lot about, but there's some sharp looking paints out here. And if you need to paint for your car, go see Joe at Joe's Design Shop on Facebook. He's sponsoring the series, all series this season. All of our Xfinity races brought to you by him. So go give him a little support. If you got an idea for a paint and you're not really good at painting cars, or you need a logo design or something, go hit him up.
Yeah, you talk about Saturday night race, and it's just a tad different. We're going to be going about 195 miles an hour here with these Xfinity cars, so that's going to be the little bit of difference than your local Saturday night track, but it does have the feel, with the lights and stuff like that, and that's what, the roots of racing is at the dirt track, at your local track on a Saturday night, and that's why, people love this sport so much. So it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to see some drama play out and maybe some anger. So, I'm always down for that.
And thanks, Nox Medusa, for joining us on our Twitch channel, which is AAA Broadcasting. Saying my 3 favorite commentators. How you guys been? Doing good. Looking forward to the start of this season, and we'll get to see it tonight. So glad you're joining us to witness it as well.
As we are waiting for the warm-up here to kind of finish up, if you joined us here the last couple weeks, you'll know that the grid is already set. We set that via the duels last week, and so these guys already know where they're going to be starting and where roughly their pit box probably is going to be here tonight, as it looks like everything is completed. Yes it is. So let us go ahead and try to get this thing started off right by going through our starting grid here tonight, where we had both dual heats now merging into one. We got Davey Hendricks up there right at the front with Rob Nickel on his outside. Alan Kewins in that 60 is going to be starting second row, number 3. You also got Angel Hernandez, the defending season champion, there starting in 4th. The 89 of Gary Sack will be starting here in 5th, with the 51 of Ken Olson in 6th. The 6 of Tony Fry will be starting here 7th, with Wade Brooks in that 54 machine starting 8th. In 9th is the 113 of Eric Warman, and rounding out that top 10 is the 18 of Kevin Biggs.
2-car Blake Bingham is going to be starting in 11th place. 35 of Ethan Flanagan in 12th. The 11 of Andrew Cole starting in 13th. Alan Slider Dixon in the 31 starting in 14th place. Derek Schimmel in the 96 starting 15th. Jason Ricketts in that 1 car is going to be starting in 16th place. Joe Archer in the 56 is starting 17th. Matthew Spires in the 37 starting 18th. Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle in that colorful number 80 is going to start 19th. And rounding out your top 20, the 73 of Tim Harmon.
Yeah, you got Justin Barkley, 21st. Everything starts jumbling on me here. Thomas Stanley right there. Mike Simone, Red Stick Mike, 22nd. 23rd, Greg Klein. 24th, Joshua Grosso. 25th. 47th, Skylar Carnes. 26th, Michael Giberson. 27th, Michael Cheney. 28th, Bobby Blazer. 29th, Matt Forns. 30th, Steve McComas. 31st, Bob Gallagher. 32nd, Francisco Villarreal, and Jason Ricketts in the number 1 car, rounding that whole thing out.
And that is your field here tonight, as everybody starts getting gathered back behind that pace car, lining up 2 by 2, all excited to get this season underway and go big time racing here with these Xfinity cars. Coming through turns 3 and 4, so we're just a few moments away from getting this season started.
Yep, and we got a couple of rule changes this season. There's no fast repairs, first of all. Also, there's the choose rule. So these guys are going to grid like they are now, but if we get a restart later, it'll be leader picks the lane, and it looks like we're going green.
That we are. Pace car is down. Green flag is waving. Season is now underway as we go across the line, 2x2, running down into turn number 1. Davey Hendricks leading that inside line with some help there by Alan Kewins in that 60 car. You also got that 13 of Rob Nickel trying to get back up towards that front with a little help from Angel Hernandez there, but that bottom line stayed together pretty well on that start, as we got a long way to go here, but still, you definitely look at maybe a couple lines working together here, as looks like we got a car there trying to make his way towards the back down below that apron.
It looked like Joe Archer down low, maybe letting a bunch of guys by. I could be wrong.
That it was the 56 of Joe Archer, our friendly presented sponsor here of the race and season, as we now officially have the first lap in the books.
And thanks to Learning for Life for joining us on YouTube. Always peeking in on us, seeing how this iRacing thing is going. The car in the wall scraping, able to save it. Didn't see a number on the roof of that machine.
A little bit early to be scraping the wall here, isn't it?
Yeah. It felt a little crowded, I think, and I've done that before, just kind of lose track of how wide that thing is. Just scrape a little paint. All good, though. These aren't like the ARCA cars. You get an ARCA car up in the wall, you have to move heaven and earth to get that thing off the wall, and then once you do, guess what? You're sliding across the track and killing people.
Yeah, you're going down that bank. That bottom line is just really nice and tight right now. We haven't seen much develop up top, so we'll see if that kind of comes to fruition. But it's super early. These guys need to figure out who their friend, who their enemy is at this point.
Well, Eric Warman just jumped out there in that 113 Chevrolet and didn't get anybody to come with him, so he's going to lose about 5 or 6 spots before the 11 of Andrew Kolb catches up to him. He's already on that outside line.
And as you can kind of see there, just looking back down that back straightaway, you can see these guys snake in and out, trying to maybe get a peek on when that corner's coming up, because they can sneak up on you when you're in the middle of all these cars, and you're trying to look through the car in front of you's windshield to understand exactly where you are, and so nothing kind of surprises you. But it's still, even then, it's tough to make turns here and kind of keep it nose to tail and pretty straight, especially with all the aerodynamics and all that stuff going on.
Well, I think Adam will agree with me on this. I mean, it's a nice 70 degrees out there, ambient temperature. But when you guys run nose to tail, like you see, this car running right behind the 60, when you run tight like that for a while, that machine's got some air blockage from going across that radiator, and that thing's going to heat up on you.
Yeah, you're going to have to monitor your temperature, oil temp for sure, especially when you're in that nose to tail situation. Some of these guys are kind of throughout the track a little bit looser, not on the bumper, aren't going to have to worry about it. But, the guys that are driving really tight up into the bumper, the next guy, you're going to have to pay attention to that oil temperature for sure.
As you
Slider Dixon moved out there. Go ahead, sir.
As you can see, the 11 trying to maybe help that 113 up to that front, and it's working just about to perfection there as they keep adding more and more cars to that outside line. People, were willing to be patient for the first couple laps, but they're like, you know what? I don't really want to be kind of in the middle. I want to be up at the front.
Kind of getting some experimentation out of the way early is it's starting to pay off for Warman. He got a little help now. Even the original angry idiot himself, the 96 of Derek Schimmel, jumped up there. Got a couple cars behind him too.
Yeah, and if we know anything about drivers, in particular iRacing drivers, 5 laps, well, I'm done with the patience. Let's just throw that thing out the window, and let's just try to kill everyone. That's what we're...
Oh, we don't want that, though.
Well, I mean, it gets crazy. They get very aggressive at some point. They're still holding it really well, but you're going to notice in the next couple laps some impatience set in with some of these guys because they think their car is faster and they want to get up front. And I understand all that. Makes for some good TV, too.
Well, the great thing is a lot of these guys are holding a pretty good line. But all it takes is one car to not hold that line just straight, and then you'll get that snake effect. You'll get that wave effect go through the field, and if the cars are too close to each other side by side, that's when we kind of see some cars get turned.
And you got Eric Borman on that outside. Man, that outside line has put in the work, and it all started up there with Eric Borman and the 11 of Andrew Kobe. They are now nose to nose and side by side with the front and the leader there. So they're definitely putting in the work, and you can see that it's unlike the Cup cars that we saw on Friday night. Man, these things will go if you get together on that outside.
Tell you what, Gary Sack's doing a pretty damn good job pushing that 60 machine. They're staying pretty close to Davey up there. Davey's still just holding that bottom line there, trying to keep them left sides right on the yellow line. That's what I'd be doing if I were him. Just click off some laps up there and don't try to do anything heroic just yet as far as blocking or whatever. Just kind of run your race. And he's got some pretty good support behind him right now. It's like the outside line's adding more and more cars. And
it is, as the 89 of Sack, maybe not liking what he sees. He's dropping down below the yellow line. He's going to say, I'm going down into the going to the back of the field, because it's getting a little sketchy up here, as the 11 is now leading that outside line because the 113 dropped right in front of Davey Hendricks. But we also saw that 11 do a great job. He had a little bit of run on that outside when he was still pushing the 113 of Warman, and he had to back out of it, kind of crept his nose to the outside a little bit and avoided catastrophe there.
Turner, what do you think? The 89 was right on the 60s bumper for so long. You think he got hot and had to duck out?
Yeah, he had to have. And it was a smart move. He did it nicely, professionally, backed out. And, he's still in the draft, so I wouldn't worry about him, you know. This is a marathon. It is definitely not a sprint. We're about to hit lap 10 here, so we still have 55-something laps to go. Be smart. Use your brain in this situation. Don't try to win the race in the first 40 laps, because that's not going to happen. You need to save everything you have for those last 15, 16 laps or so. That's just my opinion, you know. What we're seeing now, though, I think is really smooth racing. This is the way it should be. I'm just afraid somebody's going to get a little aggressive here, and you know, we'll see some kind of anger. But I like that. So
I think you misspoke. I think you're kind of looking forward to when that starts.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it happens. So it's like I was doing some reverse psychology on this.
Yeah, guy, so. I know what I got your game, man.
I want to hear anger on the radio. But so far, really looking smooth. Cool top line, looking nice. And, of course, that bottom line just super smooth.
As we took a ride around there with the 29 of Bobby Blazer. And, you know, the reason why I mentioned that is it might look pretty tame up here at the front. But, man, Bobby Blazer up at right now 15 spots. When we were following him there on that outside line before they lost a run, he was up 18. So, I mean, you got people that have been moving up quite a few spots, you know, between picking lines, maybe choosing the right partners to try to go up the field with here. And everyone's doing a pretty good job. Oh, as we got some big-time shakes going on there.
I saw the two of Bingham go back and forth pretty hard there.
Yeah, a lot of checking up there. It looks like it kind of got itself situated, and no harm, no foul.
It's a good thing they straightened that out before the turn, because if you do that in the turn, that transition between the apron and the track right there at the double yellow line, that'd be an ugly way to do it there, and that would definitely result in spin.
As we are now on lap 12 of 65 here in the Xfinity Series season opener here at Daytona. We got some action going on. Oh, that was a little dicey back there. Looks like that was the 13 of Rob Nickel sliding down the track from that top line and able to keep it all together. It looked like he might have actually been a little loose.
Well, I mean, you're going to get loose with this the aerodynamic package we have here. You're gonna feel a little bit when you're kind of drifting out of the draft. So he looks like he saved it, and everything should be fine. But Look at old Davey Hendricks up there. Now he's the pusher up front. Doing a real good job.
He's one of those guys, if you had to have somebody behind you pushing, Davey's one of them cats that can get it done.
That he is, as he gets back up to that back bumper of the 113. Might have been looking to go to the outside. He did have that spot open, but it quickly closed there as the outside line caught up. But that's something Davey would know. He knows, you know, if I get a run and the outside gets a run, if I jump up there, man, I can easily leapfrog him and, you know, even some extra.
Yeah, the door's closing rapidly.
Yeah, and I heard one of the drivers out there, he wasn't talking nicely to the other driver, so, and drivers don't forget. I don't know if people don't know that, but hey, you said something to me about holding the line earlier. Well, I'm going to show you a line. You know, that's what this kid was saying, so we'll see how that works out for him here in the next 50 laps or so.
Well, if he's talking about that upper line, the 96 car there, that's one of those guys you don't really want to.
Well, I think that's who he was talking about. And 96 don't take
constructive criticism
very well. He's a retired angry idiot, but he's still angry. Whatever team he's driving for now. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Super Serial, I think, is the new. Oh, the 31, Alan Slider Dixon. Got a piece of that apron a little bit, and he got loose, but he saved it.
That he did, and that would have been absolute calamity there, because with 0 fast repairs, man, anything that happens up here at the front, we start dwindling this car number down to quite only a few cars left. So especially here on lap 15, you definitely want to see these guys being able to save it. And you know, that driver fatigue hasn't quite set in yet. I mean, I think the adrenaline and all that for being the season opener is kind of worn away at this point. They're cruising around, clicking off laps, as they're going to start catching up to a lap car here by the looks of it. But, you know, it's one of those things where you don't realize how difficult it actually is to sit in one of these things for, you know, 65 laps, running it as hard as you possibly can. It takes a lot out of you.
Let's see what happens here. They come up on this lap car. Let's see where the lap car goes. It looks like it's going to go high. I think that's Jason Ricketson, the 1. Most guys are able to negotiate in here, it looks like.
So they all shuffle down. Here comes that top line, maybe trying to pick him up a little bit, but it's a big time checkup. There's the 57 bounce around. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, and the 57 getting into that turntable. And we're going to have ourselves a caution.
We've seen that happen before when guys are trying to go, instead of going around the lap car, they decide, well, let's pick him up. And they checked up just a little too much, and the guys behind there weren't ready for it.
Yeah, and it looked like Joshua Grosso, oh no, maybe Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle hit the old number 57 car. I don't know if that's his real number in iRacing, the purple machine, and caused a little setback there.
I think the 57 is actually supposed to be the 35.
Ethan Flanagan.
Yeah, that would be correct. But you can see there that's all just because of the checkup.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It was just a racing incident. Trying to get, you have two lines trying to get around one guy. It's kind of like merging onto the freeway when Richard Gray is out there signaling slow down with a flag,
Man, you got some people going crazy. You had the 8s going around. Man, it looks like you had the 51 going around. Had a lot of people going around.
Pete Van Sprundle couldn't get it checked up in time either. And Knox Medusa, that's who that is. That's the rainbow colored car. That's the 80 of Pete Van Sprundle, who was involved in that as well.
Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle. What else we got going on the Facebooks and FaceTimes and
well, it's pretty quiet.
Twitch and quiet? This is fun. What are they doing out there?
Jacob Conitzer says, let's go North-South, boys. So North-South's got some fans out there on Facebook. Thanks for joining us, Jacob. Sorry about slaughtering your name. I'm sure I'll do it again.
Yeah, that's just your thing.
As we got a little race coming down off of pit road, Alan Dixon, man, with a ridiculously good stop there. Same thing for that 96 of Derek Schimmel. They're moving up quite a few spots. So they're coming out in front of Davey Hendricks, Skylar Carnes, and Eric Warman there. Bob Gallagher deciding not to come down into the pit, so he's going to be leading this thing off. He's up 32 spots as of right now.
This was probably about a perfect time to take a break right here at 17. So I'm assuming Bob will come down fairly quickly.
So what do you guys think as far as we've seen a lot of good green flag racing? Do you think part of that is these guys are thinking, man, I don't have a fast repair this season, so I really need to kind of be patient until late? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I mean, I do. I think you'd be an idiot not to use your brain a little bit and not drive with reckless abandon like you stole the damn thing. Kind of what we've seen sometimes. You have unlimited fast repairs. There's guys that take chances they shouldn't, and they really wouldn't in real life. So this more simulates, I guess, would be a real Xfinity Daytona race here with zero fast repair. You ruin your machine, it's done for the night, and you're going to be in the hauler and cursing the whole way home. So, yeah, I think it plays into it. But then again, when the aggressiveness hits at near the end of the race, I think they're going to go out all out, and we see that in real racing as well.
Fallen God 343, that's Isaac Wilson from Midwest Days of Thunder League. He says he's been waiting 7 hours for his kid to get seen at the ER, so he's not here tonight. So hope everything's okay there, buddy, and hope you get your kids seen soon. Man, hospitals are just nuts right now.
Well, it's just a bad situation all the way around. So prayers to him and his family, his kid.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah, hope it works out.
As we all get stacked back up here behind this pace car, getting ready to go back to green flag racing, and we got Alan Dixon and Derek Schimmel up here at the front.
This is going to be fun.
You got the Iceman and Slider Dixon and the original Angry Idiot, now a super serial person there in Derek Schimmel. You also got Davey Hendricks in that 81 hanging out around there still. You got Skylar Carnes moved his way on up. Eric Warman's still up there. Angel Hernandez is hanging around up there as well. So we still got a lot of racing to do, but we've also got some big names up there ready to get this thing back to green flag.
Oh, man, here we go. I've been looking forward to this. I love this kind of racing.
I think we all do in that aspect. As the green flag is waving, the pace truck is down and out of the way. Here we go once again, side by side, 2 wide racing, heading off down towards turn number 1 as we got a car coming out of the pits there, but thankfully he's going to be out of the way of these guys as they come around him at mock speed, as you could say.
170, yeah.
That's what I thought exactly. That's the first thing I was thinking of. Looked like a F-18 passing a Chevy Chevelle. So,
and man,
they got past him.
Look at that 81 of Hendricks in that back bumper of the 31 of Dixon, man. Gained a little bit of space once when they enter that corner, but watch here as they exit this corner, man. That 81 is going to be basically putting his hood almost up to the driver's seat of that 31.
Yeah, you guys out there listening in Streamland couldn't hear it, but the 96 was really trying to talk Alan Dixon into taking that outside line on the restart, because there is a choose rule in effect. Every restart, the leader can choose that outside line if they want to, but you're not going to really see that here at Daytona unless there's a team matchup or something that they want to conserve or take away from somebody even. So, Alan Dixon, he didn't want that. He said, I'm good down here, buddy.
Yeah, I'd stay with the 81 of Davey Hendricks. That guy, he's going to push him. He's going to do a great job behind him until about 1 lap to go, and then he will kill him. But for the remainder of this little portion here, he should be fine. Get really good push from Davey. Davy's probably in the position he really wants to be right now. Wouldn't you want to be sitting right here where he is? He can mostly avoid the mayhem behind him and most likely get through it and have a chance of winning this thing.
I want to be there late in the race. I'm not sure how I feel about being there right now with so many guys that are hungry and want to take that spot away from me. Guys like Davey and all concerned parties beside and behind them. Definitely late this way. Sure.
Well, and so not only that, but if you look towards the back of the field here, you see something that is very interesting, and that's you got the Angry Idiots all bunched up here together. The 18, the 92, the 73, the 60, they're all lined up together here towards the back of this field. So you know they're definitely going to be working together. Maybe saying, hey, let's we've seen one caution. Let's hang back a little bit longer. You know, there might be a second one. Keep everyone together. Keep everyone safe, and we'll be all there at the end.
If,
so they might not be idiots after all. Maybe they got this whole thing figured out.
Maybe correct. You know what I was thinking? We were talking about the difference in speed between the slow car and the cars that were out there on the track. I thought that movie, The Final Countdown. Do you remember that one? Kirk Douglas, where the aircraft carrier goes back in time, and now you got F-14s flying with Japanese zeros and stuff.
That was like 1981, right?
Yeah, roundabouts there.
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
Oh, come on.
I'm not as old as you. 3 wide back here.
Yeah, we are 3 wide there. The 96 of Schimmel out at the wall, kind of maybe shuffled out of line. Looks like Red Stick Mike Simone's going to allow him to slide back in as this field starts to move its way back around this track. Going to catch up to some lap traffic here again. I believe that's the 51 of Ken Olsen in the Hot Wheels car that they're catching up on, who's currently sitting a few laps down here, maybe hoping for some cautions and get a lap back, and hopefully he's got enough car there left to stay in this draft. But yeah, that 47 of Skylar Carnes, he's now leading this charge on that outside. He's got a great helper there with Angel Hernandez sitting right behind him.
And Bobby Blazer right behind him, also sticking with that outside line. And Derek Schimmel, who's been in that outside line almost all night, sticking with it. You got a 4-car train up here trying to make this outside work.
Is Skyler in one of those Sterling Marlin paints?
Yes, he is. Yep.
That's a good-looking paint.
Okay, lap car coming.
See
what happens here if they stay low, or looks like everybody's going to go high to try to go around.
It's going to be a tight squeeze here, though, as Alan Dixon's going to get pick maneuvered there on that lap car as people all scatter and bob around. Good night. That was whew.
Boy, you don't want to be that lap car right there, do you? You feel the heat coming. He's still in the mix, man. I'm sure he's trying to get out there. He just can't.
I think that's Bob Gallen.
It is. In the 44 machine.
Yeah.
As his car doesn't look too bad, so he's able to maintain and keep up with the draft here, doing all right. Lap car in the midst. It is definitely something you can see a lot of, especially here on iRacing. You'll see as these longer plate track races go along, you might have 17 cars around you, and only 2 of them are for position, just because of everyone being on different laps and whatever happens throughout the race and all that kind of things. Yeah. Oh man, as we got a hard car contact there into the wall. I think that was the 37 of Matthew Spires.
Knox Medusa, that Skittles machine, that's the 81 of Davey Hendricks. That's who that is out there.
Yeah, premier driver in this series. But what about Bob Gallagher? It just changed the dynamic of the front of the race, didn't he? As he was a lap car, and now he's up in the mix and hanging with the guys.
The thing with being a lap car is you don't have to get out of the way and let people by you. It's your right to fight for your position. And right now, he's fighting for a lucky dog spot. As I'm sure he's probably the first car 1 lap down, being that close to the leaders.
Yeah, no, it was all fair and square, and thank God nobody got dented up out of that deal.
I am wrong. It looks like Pete Van Sprundle is the first car one lap down.
Okay. You're wrong. That's not new or anything. I mean, we're used to
Oh,
that.
no, I'm used to it.
That he is. As we take a look back here at Pete Van Sprundle, man, he's not really in that main draft. He's alone with 3 other cars back here with Jason Ricketts and the 24 of Francisco Villarreal, all kind of being involved in that last caution here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, whether he's going to be able to maintain out in front, keep that kind of lucky dog spot. As back up here at the front, we got a little bit of movement, but not too much here. That 31 of Alan Dixon, he's recovered quite well after that pick maneuver.
I'm sorry, I was busy wiping beer blood off my cold beer. Have you ever had that situation with a guy at the deer camp throws his deer in your cooler and you've got beer in it? That's not a smart move. Happens.
It's a little salty.
Yeah, you got to kind of wipe it off. You don't want to catch that Omicron that the deer have right now.
Here we got the 8 of Angel Hernandez leading that charge on that outside line here on lap 30 of 65. So we're quickly approaching that halfway mark, and probably one more pit stop to go, and then we can call this one a race, as everyone's still trying to line up. And you can kind of see here, everyone's grouped up pretty well, but it definitely starts to kind of fade off here as the 2 deciding to head on his way back to the back.
Yeah, that's Blake Bingham. I don't know if he saw something he didn't like, or might be planning on a short pit stop here or something. Albert Anderson joining us on Facebook said, man, these guys are going for it. Exciting racing for sure. Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. Only one caution, and these cats are definitely going for it. This is race 1 of a pretty long season. This season in Xfinity is sponsored by Joe's Design Shop. That's Joe Archer, our Canadian neighbor to the north. Pretty damn good graphic designer. You need a logo done or a car painted, hit him up on Facebook. He'll help you out.
And I tell you, though, you say Canadian neighbor to the north. He's so close to that North Pole, it's almost starting to turn into south.
Yeah, didn't he buy like a giant farm of goats or something up there? I don't know what he's got going on up there.
I think secretly he's taking over Santa's job or something. I think it was reindeer or something.
Reindeer? Do you
Building
know
a
what?
toy shop up there.
I know it was a huge move for him, and I know seems like he's happy up there, moving that far away from where he was, in the other side of Canada. But he can paint a hell of a car out here, so had to hit him up.
Let's see, 47 of Skylar Carnes picking up some laps led here, riding around on that bottom line. That 31 and the 8 still working together, even though they really haven't had that much help on that outside. They've been doing pretty well to keep it up there at the front. You can now see some people trying to jump out there to help them, like Eric Warman. He's trying to pop out there. The 11 of Andrew Cobb's trying to work his way back up there. Same thing with some of these guys, like the 37 of Matt Spires, and you also got the 6 of Tony Fry trying to work his way up.
Okay, here's a good question. We can put this out to the people watching. When does all hell break loose here? Because we've had a fairly clean run. I'm assuming we're going to see the big one at some point.
I think a lot of these guys will probably stay fairly conservative until maybe 8 to go, maybe. That's kind of the running trend, 8 to 10 maybe, and then it kind of ramps up really the last couple of laps. But I think you'll see the next step up in the aggression. It'll probably be like maybe 10 to go.
As we follow around here with Grandpa Cecil, which is Michael Giberson, out here enjoying some Xfinity racing here in that 32 car. Working his way, started from the bottom, now he's up into that high line. And he's got the 96 of Derek Schimmel right there behind him. I know these two guys are pretty good friends, even even though they like to maybe antagonize each other a little bit. But you know what friends don't.
Absolutely. Reverse Frozen saying, it's like Omnicron that the deer have. And was laughing about it. And Daryl Darnell Films watching on the big screen tonight. Watching Connor Darnell. And let's see, Reverse Frozen says like 5 to go is when you're going to see the aggression step up. And Albert Anderson said 15 to go. So a little bit of difference in opinion out there. But I think everybody knows that it's coming.
Yeah, I agree with Albert. I think it's going to be a little sooner
earlier.
rather than later. Yeah, man. These guys, they're just getting real racy. You can see it. They're kind of getting racy now. They're formed up real nice up here in the front. But I just think somebody's going to get kind of frustrated where they're at, and we could see some issues here.
Well, Ken Olsen.
Looking good.
Ken Olsen announcing in race chat that he's out. His motor blew up and it's toast. They said Matt Fornes told him, said, "Man, stick around. You know, he's race control tonight." Ken said he's going to sit in the stands with a Corona and watch.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's what I do every race.
You're going to see some action tonight, that's for sure. Who's that blinking a little bit? Looks like the 32 machine. That's one of the GGR cars, isn't it?
That it was. It was Grandpa Cecil Giberson. I think he was blinking around a little bit, but everything has stabilized up there at the front. You still have that 44. He still being a lap down, but right there in contention up at the front, trying to, get up there, get a lap back the hard way, and maybe get a bonus one for being a lucky dog if a caution comes out here. As we're now a little bit over 17 laps from the last time these guys pitted. I think we're actually at the 20 lap mark. So these guys are probably thinking about coming down for fuel, especially, like Skylar Carnes or any of these guys that have been up front leading this thing. They're going to be looking at fuel within the next probably 8 laps or so.
Well, that lucky dog deal becomes very valuable at a track. Well, at a race like this where there's so many green flag laps run, we're not going to have a whole lot of lucky dogs given out. So, man, you really got to fight for them here.
Yeah, and you want to stay on the lead lap, man, because you can go from chump to champ to Daytona in no time. I've done it myself. You've done it. Any idiot could do it.
Oh, as we got contact between the 113 and that 44, that 113 is going to be stuck in the middle, so we're 3 wide back here with Alan Dixon and the 11 of Andrew Kobe. Just a little bit of contact. I think the 113 might have dropped down a little bit as the 44 was drifting up just a little bit and got each other sideways, but great save from both those drivers.
Yeah, Warman's going to have to change his drawers, I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying is anybody can win this thing, basically.
To the lap car.
As long as you stay on that lead lap.
24 car up high. Everybody looks like they're getting around him. He's way up by the wall, though, so that's great. I'm sorry, Adam.
No, you're talking about racing. I'm just talking about, nothing, really.
We're talking about racing. Matt Fornes is on YouTube. Hey, feller. He said the racing has been very good so far. And then Lauren Cole saying, let's go Skylar. So Skylar getting some fan mentions out there. He's out there clicking off some laps.
Yeah, he's up front in that Sterling Marlin paint. Looks awesome doing it.
Skylar being one of those new names here. This is his first season here in Xfinity. Same thing with the 23 of Josh Grosso, who's sitting here currently right around in 6th, up 20 spots. So he's doing a great job. Same thing.
Bobby Blazer up there pushing.
Exactly. I was just going to say that as they come up here to that kind of pack that fell behind a little bit there, about ready to go a lap down. That's Francisco Villarreal, Pete Van Sprundle, and a few others there, and Jason Ricketts. Yeah, so as this field tries to work their way around them. So this is going to be a little interesting because normally, a solo lap car, is easier to get around because they're really not going that fast. But right now with a few guys bunched up here together, and it looks like it's going to kind of split the field here.
Well, I tell you what, that 47 Toyota machine running up front out there is really impressive. I'm not sure how much plate track experience, how much pack racing experience he has, but he's doing a great job running out there tonight. Bobby Blazer up there pushing him. He's one of the, I think he's one of the Speed Demon Motorsports cats, and he's showing some pretty good patience. He's been kind of running in the top 8 or so all night, Bobby Blazer has, so he moved way up. Did he start in the back?
That he did.
He's up 27 spots, so it's quite the feat so far.
Well, they're doing a great job tonight.
Yeah, well, not only that, so you can take a look here at the cars up there at the front. Those 3 of Carnes, Blazer, and Davey Hendricks all working together, those top 3. Man, they're doing such a great job running together here. The main guys behind them really aren't catching them up that quick.
No, and Bob Gallinger just jumped down to the inside line, leaving Alan Slider Dixon up there. And now Dix is moving down, and the 96 and the 32 kind of having to work together by themselves.
Here's the thing. Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle, he's from Long Island. He ain't going to get out of the way.
He's going to find new.
Red Stick Mike is stuck behind him in that 27 Southwest Airlines machine, and that's kind of a little hold up, but it looks like they're kind of gaining a little bit of ground now finally.
And once when that bottom line kind of came back together and everybody got situated, they were able to close up that gap.
I'm going to have to spell check that one.
Yeah, that's a good word. I'm going to have to use that too. Situated.
All these guys using strategery and all that.
It's you got to matriculate your way to the front. That's how this stuff works.
Oh Lord!
Well, it looks like they did that. And another lap car. They're getting around here. 24.
24 again. 24 losing another lap. Oh no!
As we got contact, the 44. We got our yellow.
Dixon got tore up, boy. And so did the 96.
And that was just as like Stinky Pete and Derek Schimmel, they were both about to pit. Well, a little anger out there on the radio, I hear, talking
Derek
about
Schimmel
hitting brakes.
Telling people where the brake is. The 70 is Stephen McComas driving backwards.
Well, why not?
Trying to find his way around. Is that the lap car that kind of caused people to kind of lose their line there?
A little bit. We'll take one more rewind at it here from the chopper cam. As the 44 saw it, he was coming with a whole bunch of speed, but the problem was the car of Grumpy Gramps 32, Grandpa Giberson. Man, that was rough because he was trying to avoid it as well. Problem was he was still coming with a whole ton of speed and snuck right there underneath that 44, causing him to spin. He ended up going flipping sideways, upside down, left and right, and then we got a whole bunch of cars spinning right after that as well. You had the 2 of Blake Bingham taking a ride. You had the 18 of Kevin Biggs taking a trip through the grass. Man,
you just never know where the snake eyes are going to land, right? They may land on you at any moment here at Daytona. Yahtzee time.
Bunch of people taking final fuel here and getting some minor damage repaired. Nox Medusa on Twitch saying, so proud of that rainbow machine of the 80 on the recovery there. Let's see what else we got out here. We got Austin Lapari saying, right on, another Long Islander, let's go. Pulling for the 80th Pete. What else we got? Man, I tell you what, these guys should be good on fuel. I believe we'll probably go green with 18 to go, maybe.
Close to that. Probably 19 to go. But yeah, you're right. These guys should be good on fuel, except for that 56 of Joe Archer, who kind of stayed out there. I got a feeling he might be coming down into pit road this time. Maybe just taking that late pit to put himself towards the back, because he knows there's probably at least one more caution to come out of this. But man, you can see the car behind him, that 70 machine, missing that front clip. You got a whole bunch of other damaged cars driving around out there as well.
I believe Joe will get the wave around. I think him and Josh will get the wave around here. Maybe a couple other cars.
Joe was on the lead lap.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay. Oh, man. Well, speaking of Joe, I mean, go check out his site. He has Joe's Design Shop. He's one heck of a graphic designer. He's got quite an imagination. Help you come up with a logo for your company or your race team. He can help you with graphics. Just hit him up, man. You need an iRacing car painted? Let Joe Archer know. Joe's Design Shop on Facebook.
That is exactly what happened. Joe Archer coming down pit roads. He's going to end up moving his way to the back, taking that last minute little bit of fuel. And who knows, maybe that might help him. If this thing goes to a green-white checker, he might have that little bit extra fuel that some of these other guys don't have.
Yeah, sorry about the spammers on the YouTube page. I'm not sure how to get rid of these folks, man.
Well, that's a damn shame, is what it is. It's embarrassing the amount of hackers and spammers come from other foreign countries, foreign nationals. Sons of gods. I'm sure it doesn't look too pretty out there, but we're going to survive it.
Well, I know you two are married, but I'm not. I mean, I'll take a Russian mail-order bride or something.
Okay, well, I'll find you one. I got to do a little scrolling. Give me a minute.
As Davey Hendricks is up here at the front. Same thing with that 23 of Josh Grosso. Skylar Carnes is going to be restarting here right around in that second row. Same thing with Angel Hernandez. Bobby Blazer is going to be right there as well. Same thing with that 27 of Red Stick Mike Simone. The 92 of Greg Klein. The 73 of Tim Harmon. The 60 of Alan Kewins. And the 18 of Biggs.
Yeah.
Still all together here. Up here in that top 10 as we get ready to go back to green flag racing side by side down and across the line. Oh, the 89. Man, I don't know what happened there with Pete Van Sprundle, or if he just spun the tires but took a trip to go mow that little bit of lawn that had been missed by the grounds crew.
The 27 had a really bad restart. I don't know what's going on with Mike Simone's car. That's Southwest Airlines number 27. Had an issue on the restart. He might have some damage. I don't know if that checkup is what caused that. Gary Sack to go through the infield there, but he's still hanging out there. I don't know if he was. I don't know what happened there with Mike.
Oh, you know what happens down there in Louisiana. You have yourself a big bowl of gumbo, and you start taking a nap in the middle of one of these races.
This is the time of year for that.
Yeah.
It's cold. I mean, it got down to like 50 something today.
Oh, so cold, yeah.
Oh man,
It's frigid temperatures down there in the
Ooh,
bottom.
as the 47 of Carnes maybe getting a little tight, drifted up the track just a little bit, but still able to stay out of that 81.
Ooh.
But we are
81?
Nose to tail. Man, tight
81?
racing up here at the front.
81 using that side draft too. You see him putting a little side draft on the 47 and a little bit up there on the 23.
That guy's a pro. No, I think we got the answer for Gary Sack. He blew his engine, did the old money shift.
No.
Blew his engine, so he's done for the night.
Is that why they call it the money shift? Is when you do it, it costs you a lot of money?
Yeah, well, in real life it would, but luckily here, iRacing simulation, not a game. It's virtually pennies on a dollar compared to real racing.
Oh man, watch as 81.
Block.
Man, he committed to that outside line, so you really can't say he blocked, but he was definitely holding up that 47 of Carnes to make sure he maintains this lead. But that was a big run that the outside line has got, and man, Hendricks just waiting to come on down. I wonder if he's waiting to see if one more person on that outside line gets cleared before he drops down in front of Angel Hernandez here.
Yeah, he might be waiting on Bobby Blazer. Oh, 47's going. That might make his mind up. Yep. It did.
So 47, Skylar Carnes saying, hey, you don't want to make up your mind, I'll make it up for you. Going all the way outside up towards that wall and making the 81 at Hendricks maybe drift down. So they didn't go 3 wide there with Hendricks being stuck in the middle. So probably the best call there for Hendricks and a great move for Skylar.
Well, some guys we haven't talked about tonight are moving up towards the front. That's Tommy Stanley in the 42, Wade Brooks in the 54, and Justin Barkley in the 9, all running that outside line behind Bobby Blazer and Skylar Carnes. So these guys moved up from the back, and they're looking here late to make some moves.
Bobby Blazer sounds like a country singer from like about 1968.
You're thinking of Blaze Coley.
No, he just sounds like a country singer. Bobby Blazer. I could probably run with that in Nashville. But now, do you think that was a block on the 81s?
No, I said
I thought it personally was. It did look like a block to me.
He was partially up there anyway, and when he saw the 47 look like he was going to commit outside, he just went ahead and moved up there with him. I would classify that as a block, really, because he was kind of already parked in that lane. He was just kind of getting more in front of him. I don't know if that really makes sense.
Well, so block sounds dirty, so we'll call it strategic car positioning. That's what we'll call it.
I like that. But a block's really not dirty once you get later on in the race, so it's part of racing.
What you got to do here?
Yeah, Davey knows how to win. That's not even his real name. His name's like Kurt Busch or something.
Kyle. Isn't he Kyle?
Whatever. Either one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're the same.
I thought it was Mike Honcho as he continues to lead this bottom line around, doing pretty well. But man, that's that car out there, the 29 of Bobby Blazer, pushing the 47 of Skylar Carnes really, really well on that outside. Skylar was clear for just a moment there, but staying to that outside, maybe saying, "Man, I'm not going to dive down there until Bobby's clear." And Skylar working together here.
Skylar trying to use that side draft a little bit, trying to throw some extra air on the spoiler of that number 81 Skittles machine. And speaking of Skittles, Dox Medusa on our Twitch page pulling for that Skittles machine, said, "Ooh, Skittles is in the lead now."
Well, I'll tell you who's working harder in the room is Poindexter. That's Brown pulling out all the stops tonight. Brown. That had me. I had to hit the mute button.
You laughed a little too much.
Yeah.
That was good.
Mike
Concho.
Oh,
we're not going to tell
good
you what
racing.
he had to do. Yeah.
Good racing.
We got Cars for Life 9 on YouTube pulling for Hernandez, Sachs, Stanley, Archer, and Spires. So Cars for Life 9, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Looks like we got, who was that? That was one of the Speed Demon guys. Went down, hit pit road just now. The 70? Was that the 70?
I don't know. It looked like it had nothing but a frame left on it.
Steve McComas going down, hitting pit road.
Man, so we talk about Skylar Carnes out there on that outside, but what about these cars lined up on that inside? I know we've said it before, and we're going to say it again, but the 92, the 60, and the 73 all grouped up here. And, I mean, that 18 of Kevin Biggs isn't too far away either. So when you got teammates like this, especially four, almost 5 cars that will work together here, especially coming in these later stages of this race, man, those angry idiots are in a really good spot.
Yeah, and Pete Harden on YouTube saying, "Who y'all got? I got Matt or Tony. Let's go, boys." It's really hard to tell. I mean, coming up on 10 to go here when they come across the stripe next. It's really anybody's race, but Skylar Harden and Bobby Blazer are really putting up a fight. And that 42 machine, I think that's Tommy Stanley up there darting around with them. They got a shot. I mean, you can't really count them out. But those guys on the inside, a lot of these guys have raced together for a long time. So don't count out these angry idiots with these three other cars in front of them. They can really make some stuff happen. It's chaos on last lap, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
Skylar Carnes has done a really, really good job staying up front. He's got a little help from behind, but yeah, I wouldn't count these guys out that have been in this series for numerous seasons, including Davey Hendricks. That guy knows how to run it. Just smooth as silk out there right now.
As we came across the line here, 10 laps remaining here in the season opener here at Daytona for these Xfinity cars. Yeah, man, it has been a great show. And you know what? As much as it pains, to see cars kind of just due to really maybe not even a fault on their own, just getting caught. Oh no, as we got a big wreck up here at the front.
Oh, Lordy. And Davey survived. Davey survived that.
Man, how did
crazy.
Davey survive that?
I don't know. Hopefully his engine isn't blown, but... Well, we got some anger out there.
So we take another look here. It just looks like not quite... Oh, the bumpers weren't lined up with Skylar Carnes. Oh, no. And that caused a big one. That took out Greg Klein. That took out, the 27 of Red Stick Mike Simone. Man, that took out a lot of people.
Yeah, it took out most of the angry idiots. They had a good setup where they were. I think they were feeling really good. God almighty, that's weird how the cookie crumbles, right? I mean, you would have thought the way that incident happened that Davey would have got taken out, but no, just nicked him. And hopefully he's fine, but he's still sitting up front.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna take a ride here with the 9 of Justin Barkley. He had like an invisible bubble shield around him. Everything just barely got around him. Same thing with that. I think that's the 23 Kodak machine of Josh Carasso, man. Getting a little nick, but man, being able to get through that relatively unscathed considering, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's a great view you had of it there, Brown. Unbelievable how that kind of worked out. Hey, it's plate track racing, man. It's not for the faint of heart.
so Cars for Life is saying, man, I got my money on Stanley or Hernandez. Both those guys running up there got a really good shot. And Gary Sack pulling for Angel Hernandez now that his night is over. It looks like the 81 might be coming down. Nope, he's just riding on the apron to be safe, I think.
Yeah, well, one
We're
angry
on the
idiot that
opposite end of the track. I'm sorry.
kind of survived it was Alan Kuhns. He kind of survived that, so.
Back end's caved in pretty good.
Well, I mean, what do we have? We're going to have, what, 5, 6 laps to go once we go green, so can he survive it? We'll find out.
So Gary Sack on YouTube saying, I'm so upset that I'm money shifted. He says it's been a long time since I've done that. Yep, you were right. Whoever called it, I think, was that you, Adam, or you, Alan, that called that one?
Well, I was just reading his comment. I didn't have any kind of great exploratory information. I just know how to read, you know.
I mean, the clairvoyance wasn't there for you tonight?
No. I just take the information, I spit it out like, like any idiot can.
Well, what do you guys expect? Let's hear from our folks out there in social media land. Do you guys think we're done with cautions? I mean, we're going to start this thing back up with about 5 to go. Do you think we're done with cautions, or do you think we're going to use some green-white checkers here? Let us know in the comments.
I know what I think. I think we're going to have at least one. That's just my opinion.
Think so?
Green-white checker, yeah. Over and under to be 1 on me.
A lot of hungry drivers out there. I mean, first race of the season, these guys haven't raced in a few weeks for points. So everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to get out there and make a name for themselves. So
Yeah, well, I think Joe's Design Shop again. Joe Archer does a great job painting things and logos, whatever you want. Hit him up at Joe's Design Shop. Check him out.
As we're going to be going back to green flag racing here with 6 laps remaining. Davey Hendricks up there at the front. Same thing with Angel Hernandez. You got the 42 of Thomas Stanley there. You got the 23 of Josh Grosso. The 60 of Alan Kewen's getting some damage fixed. Same thing with that 56 of Joe Archer and the 2 of Blake Bingham still up there in that top 10. The 54 of Wade Brooks, who's been doing a decent job, just kind of hanging around. He's still up there in that top 10. Top 10 is same thing with the 11 of Kobe and the 80 of Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle going from a lap down to top 10. Man, it just happens like that. As that pace truck prepares to come on and turn down, you know it's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, throw inhibition out the window. It is race time here. Green flag with 6 laps remaining. Davey Hendricks and Angel Hernandez side by side as they take across the line and end up down into turn number 1.
Angel's got a pretty good little old run. He's got some help from behind. That outside line is staying fairly tight. But old Davey, he's got a little bit less distance to cover going around on that inside line.
But Angel's getting that run. Man, big time push from the 23 of Josh Grosso. And really no one on that back bumper quite like that. So the 8 is well clear of the 81. Does he move down? Yes, he does. Unfortunately, that's going to leave the 23 out there. But the 23 also has some help with that 56 of Joe Archer still.
Man, look at the number 2 of Bingham. Does he have a hood? There's no hood on that machine, and he's just ripping through there. Why not?
Hey, as long as he's right behind Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
He's ripping through there with no hood. Awesome.
As long as the lead car is pretty straight. I don't know now. Looks like they're losing some momentum. Andrew Kobe and the 32 behind him have a little bit of rear end damage, but still viable machines out there. Oh, Blake Bingham's in the wall.
Oh, and everyone's kind of scattering around. Everybody able to get through there. Oh, little contact there between the 96 and the 73, but able to squeak on by without too much more of an issue there. As still got people trying to move up and continue to get into a good position to maybe pick up a win here in that season opener.
Tommy Stanley's he's watching both lines. He'll jump up a little bit when he thinks that outside line is coming. But now, as you can see, he's committed to the inside, and he's pushing that 81. And here we go. We got the 60 and the 54 of Wade. Here they come. They got a pretty good run. Let's see if Joe Archer can get up there and help them. That outside line is moving. Come on, Kewins.
And he does. Kewins
a little bit of help.
Has a bumper-shaped dent in that back bumper there. Man, I think that came from that last caution, maybe getting rear-ended a little bit there. But you know what? That just makes it a little bit easier to line up and get right up in there for that little bump drafting action as Angel Hernandez continues to lead this field around down there on that bottom line. Still has the 81 of Hendricks right behind him. Man, talk about 2 great drivers in this league. Those 2 working together right now up here at the front. Like you said.
Baby.
Oh, man, the 81 goes up, but the outside line ends up going out and around him. So we're 3 wide, and we got a car down there on the apron trying to filter back up. Oh, no! Big wreck.
Oh, Davey just rolled snake eyes in Waco. He took a gamble there going 3 wide, did he not?
Oh, man. And Kewins had some help on the outside, but I have to watch a replay, get a little bit closer look at that. We're going to use our first green-white checker here.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think Davey forced his way to the outside there and went 3 wide and didn't see exactly what happened after that.
80 machine just lost his motor. He's going to try to coast it in.
Oh, yeah, the 81 kind of forcing his way up, but that also, like I said, shoved that outside line all the way outside, so Davey getting stuck in the middle with really no help whatsoever. And, oh, man, I'm trying to see exactly what caused that 54 to break loose. I don't know if it was a little unsquare push there. Oh, it was a little bit of a checkup. The 56 of Archer with a big-time run after the 54 just snagged that outside wall.
Yeah, it's a wall screw.
And slowed him down just enough to cause a little bit of an issue. Wade Brooks getting involved in that. Same thing with the 18 of Kevin Biggs dirt tracking it, trying to get it back out onto the grass. But someone who made it out clean, that is the 60 of Special K, Alan Kewins.
That was pretty intense right there. I don't know what it would feel like in the wheel, behind the wheel actually, because I've probably never been there at this track. It's kind of, what do you think they're feeling out there right now, English? I mean, it's got to be kind of intense.
Well, I mean, you're coming down to it. I mean, these guys thought they were going to be finishing this race. You know, we're about to complete lap 65 here, or start lap 65 here. This is our first green-white checker. We got a couple laps before we get these cars sorted out, as we see the 70 of Stephen McComas get a lap back. Taker 432 says, unfortunate incident for the 47 crew, getting great pushes from Bobby Blazer earlier in the race. The previous caution. That's just, hey man, stuff happens. Bumpers don't get lined up. Racing incident happens. And Cars for Life 9 says, you think Spires can make it up front? Anything can happen at this point. As you like to say, Adam, you know, anything can happen at these tracks where you're reliant so much on lane choice and, you know, relying on the draft. And I don't know what to tell you, Cars for Life 9. I mean, it can happen.
So just crazy things happen here, and I have been here setting position 10, and then everybody crashes, and you end up in the top 3, or maybe even in the top. So I like what Alan Kewins has done here, and he's sitting pretty right now. But boy, it's not a fun time to be looking out the back rearview mirror with 2 laps to go, basically. You know, because you are basically like a sitting duck on the water. So
choose rule. Do you take the outside if you're Kewins? Because the 18 of Biggs, that's your teammate. Or do you stay with the 113 of Warman behind you? What do you do if you're Alan Kewins? Oh,
man, that's a question we hadn't had to answer before. I don't know. What would you do, Brown?
That's a great question. And the answer would be, I don't know.
I like the bottom. I'd hate to leave that bottom line with a couple laps to go, but man, hopefully you could stay down there on the bottom and have your teammate hopefully get there behind you. I don't know. That's something we just haven't come across here in iRacing. This choose rule is new to all of us.
And thanks to the guys on Facebook for joining us. Andrew Hansley's here tonight, which we've seen him do some racing here last week, and appreciate seeing you on here supporting the other leagues, Andrew. We love watching you in the other leagues. And same with you, Albert Anderson. We love these guys that, you know, we broadcast their races and they come over and watch these and support MDOT. So we appreciate you guys. And I mean, anybody who loves racing, you can't really get enough of it. You can only watch your own races so much, and you just want to go out and watch more, man.
It is cool to kind of see how the other leagues are operating and what's going on. And those guys, Vigilante Racing, really cool stuff going on over there. And hopefully HCK Beagles as well, man. Hopefully we see something awesome here at the end now.
That I'm sure we are in store for, as the car number has kind of dwindled down to 13 as the pace truck peels off down. Green, white, checker time. First attempt here in this Xfinity series. The 60 of Alan Kewins out in front with the 42 of Thomas Stanley out there right beside him. Man, you have that 18 of Kevin Biggs missing about half his car out there still riding around, doing pretty well. He's right behind that 113 who's pushing that 60 right now. Up to that front, you also got Craig Klein still up there. You got Justin Barkley in the 9 still up there. And don't look now, you still have that 81 of Davey Hendricks trying to make his way up through this middle of the pack. Oh, as we got a big wreck all the way down to the apron. That's going to keep everything green flag. Man, the 92 of Klein getting involved in that. Same thing with Wade Brooks and Thomas Stanley. But that's leaving Alan Kewins and Eric Warman nose to tail up here at the front. Really, no one coming up behind them except for that 81 of Davey Hendricks as we come across the line. A white flag here, so no more yellows. This race will end after this lap. Does Eric Warman have enough to try and make a pass here coming across the line on that 60? Does the 81 have enough time to catch up to this draft, which he does? He is right there in it as well, right to the back of Eric Warman in that 113. The 2 of Blake Bingham trying as hard as he can to catch on up to this pack as well, but he's just too far back as the 81 sneaking to the outside of the 113, getting that side draft on the 60 as they come through turns 3 and 4. Very tight wad of cars here. They're going to split it 3 wide. Alan Kewins in the middle, Eric Warman down low. You got the 81 of Davey Hendricks on the way to the outside, down and across the line. Big run from the 113, who's going to pick up the win.
A hell of an ending.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness. Alan Kewins, man, he couldn't hang on. What a hell of an ending, Brown.
When you're trying to stay in front of both lanes, you just can't do it. And he tried to kind of stay in the middle, and they split him. And still, what a great finish.
And the 113, Eric Warman able to drive around back to that checkered line and put in some burnouts here for, I believe this is his first start in the Xfinity Series, picking up the win, and starting this season off with a bang.
Davey Hendricks had a great run and jumped to the outside, and it was Warman and Hendricks looked like they were fighting for second, but man,
the 60 of Alan Kewins was watching that red 81 Skittles machine.
God.
Trying to block him, split him, and it cost him. It cost him to win, but hey, it's racing right there, man. That's a photo finish.
That last half a lap, I guarantee you, Alan Kewins wasn't looking in the windshield for that whole last half a lap.
No, he wasn't. There's no doubt about that. Great ending to that thing, man. This is an indicator for what's going to happen for the Xfinity Series and Midwest Days of Thunder Series. Man. It's going to be great. Really good job out here tonight.
That it was. As we start to get some of these podium finishers into that booth, let's start off here with our third place finisher. Just running out of time on that run, the 81 of Davey Hendricks. Man, you did a heck of a job to come back after that kind of final wreck that you were involved in and finish here in third. But it looked like you really had a shot there at the win, but just not enough time.
Yeah, honest to God, I'm shocked I got as far up as I did after that wreck. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had a good run coming, but when Kewins didn't cut low to cut off Warman, he had the inside and a better run than I did. But I'll take third after the cluster at the end of that turned into.
Yeah, and it looked like Kewins and Warman and you were all really trying to race each other very clean. That's one thing we've kind of noticed with a lot of you guys that have raced around each other for quite a while. You really try to kind of race each other clean. Warman was kind of the wild card. I don't think you've really raced with him much. What do you think about these guys? Do you think this is a great thing for this league? You'd like to see more of this guys racing each other clean up front?
Oh, I'd love it. I mean, because I've met plenty of people. I mean, some of them race here that will just either throw bad blocks or door you for no reason or just not be able to control their car very well. So I'm glad that a couple of people we have brought up, Warman's one of them, that just we just finished 3 wide there. He didn't have to go below the yellow line. He didn't move nobody.
Right.
Me and Kewins didn't throw bad blocks. It was a good deal. I'm glad it worked out. Makes me happy to have a finish like that. Upset I didn't win, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad that the finish was as good as it was, considering how many people were destroyed.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome finish by you. These two are out front, and all of a sudden I see the 81 of the red 81 one machine. You were just driving like you stole that thing, man, and what a heck of a run at the end after you had that incident before, and there was another incident where you almost got knocked out of the race before the previous one. So, man, you did a great job hanging on, and man, I think you'd take a number 3 after a night like that.
Oh yeah, I told Barkley he was pretty clean, so I was like, dude, I have damage. I will get behind you, I will push you, and then I'll try and get you a win. And I don't know what happened between him and I forget who was in front of him. Maybe Thomas Stanley. But like 4 or 5 cars just all darted to the infield immediately, and I was lucky that didn't draw a caution. But no, somehow, some way, even with the damage, I had just enough draft to catch up to those two and put on a good finish at the end.
Well, man, you definitely put on a great finish there, finishing off in third. You got any shout-outs before we let you go here, Davey?
Oh, all the people that put this on, admin, sponsors, you guys in the booth, all the drivers that showed up tonight, people watching, all the guys that I run with at North-South, and I think that's it.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the third place finish here tonight. Great start to your season coming up here, and best of luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right, so we'll now move up the order 1 spot here and get to that 60 of Special K, Alan Kewins, who started up front, and he ended just shy, about a nose and a little extra of picking up the win here, but still a great run from that 60 machine, and Alan Kewins here finishing in second. Alan, man, talk about that last green-white checker start there, and I know you were probably looking in that mirror watching for when Davey was flying up on you.
Yeah, I was mirror driving that whole last lap, trying to keep Eric behind me, and then Davey was coming on the outside. I didn't know what to do, if I should stay to the bottom or try and block him. But they ended up splitting me 3 wide. We got him. We got second though.
What a great finish, man! And we saw, we talk a lot about the team concept that Midwest Days of Thunder has with these different series in this league, but the Angry Idiots guys, you guys stuck together most of the race, and unfortunately, one of those late cautions took out a few of your teammates, and you just kind of lucked out. But great piece of driving. You can only cover so many lanes when you're in front, but that's one hell of an effort, man. We're really glad to see you do well. So you got any shout outs or anything you want to throw out there?
Oh yeah, I'd love to shout out my teammates. We all worked together great tonight, and my family for watching, and you guys for putting this on.
Oh man, hey Alan, dude, that was great seeing you up front, and I know you had to been super nervous leading at the last couple of laps, but y'all kept it clean. It looked really professional out there, and I know it wasn't to win, but you did a heck of a job tonight, and congrats on the P2.
Yep, thank you. I wanted that one pretty bad, but maybe next time.
Yeah, now, you are racing in Cup this season, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you are only allowed 6 races down here in Xfinity?
Yep.
All right. Do you
got 5 picked out.
All right. Well, when are we going to see you back down here in Xfinity?
I was gonna do Michigan, but I noticed that was Valentine's Day, so maybe keep my wife happy. I'll skip a week there and move it to Dover.
Oh man, well that's definitely a pretty good pick, Dover. It's kind of like this, roll the dice, and you never know what you might get, man. But hey, congrats on the second place finish here tonight, and good luck to you coming up here as the Cup season starts off on Friday.
Yep, thanks guys.
And moving on up to tonight's big time winner. That is the 113 of Eric Warman, who he was up front during a good chunk of that race, kind of moved back down towards the middle and found his way back up to the front, picking up the win here in the season opener. Eric, congratulations on the win. You had a heck of a race there, especially at the end there with Hendricks and Kewins. But man, talk about how stressful it was on that last green-white checker.
Honestly, I didn't think I had the car to even finish up front. I was just gonna pray for a good finish, to be honest with you, on that last restart and push the 60 as much as we could. And then once he moved up, I decided I was gonna hug that yellow line and I was gonna stay on it, and that's about it. We got into a lot of accidents there, kind of in the middle of the race, and kind of pushed us back. But thank the Lord we were able to push our way back up front.
Well, you had that Bass Pro Shops Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevrolet Camaro out there. You started back in 9th position. You had a pretty good finish in the duels. How much did you really put into? Well, I gotta get a good finish in the duels if I'm gonna get a good finish at Daytona, or was it kind of one of those deals where, well, I'll just roll the dice, and if I finish well in the duels, maybe it'll help me a little bit. I mean, you really did impress out there today, but how much really did qualifying help you guys?
It's Daytona. To me, qualifying don't help at all. I mean, you can start in the back and still finish up front. It's just with the no fast repairs, it's all about taking care of the car. So in the duels, I just kind of went with whatever is going to happen. Tried to push my luck a few times and got into a couple other accidents in the duels. And be honest with you, I jumped up to the high side early on in the race, trying to drop back. And I think it was 11 came up and started pushing me, and we went right up to the front. So definitely wasn't the plan.
Yeah, the plan doesn't always work at Daytona, but for some reason it worked out for you. Hey, man, you did Kansas proud tonight. Congratulations. You got any shout-outs or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I got to thank Steve and Michael from the Grumpy Gramps guys for bringing us up to Xfinity. Been with them to be our second season with them now, so got to thank them guys. And my wife for kind of supporting me in this, and you guys for broadcasting it. I know how much of a pain sometimes it can be. So, and then definitely got to give a shout out to my YouTube page, Eric's Wacky Racing, and Facebook and Twitch, EWR13W.
Well, let's get it straight. The wives just kind of put up with what we do on this computer stuff. So, yeah, as long as they allow us to do it.
Mine's pretty supportive. She's actually trying to push me to get back into it and put in a couple hours every night in. Man. So
awesome, man.
Well,
congrats on the win tonight.
Exactly. You got the win here tonight, which means you're looking pretty good for the start of this season, Eric, man. Congratulations, and best of luck coming up here as the season continues to roll on.
Yeah, thank you guys once again, and thank you for putting it on for a broadcast.
All right. Well, with that, everybody, this has been the Xfinity Series opener at Daytona, and boy, oh boy, were we in for the show that we definitely wanted.
Yeah, no, it was great. We saw limited amount of incidents for Daytona, and I thought they made a good run at it. And this season's going to be fun, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's kind of what we expected out of a season opener. It's a plate track. You're going to have a couple of cautions, but I really do think taking those fast repairs out may have helped maybe some of your newer drivers, even some of the seasoned guys, just be a little bit more careful out there, maybe a little bit less aggressive, at least in the first 2/3 of the race.
Well, let's go through and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished up here tonight. We're going to start things off with that 113 of Eric Warman, having a great race all around, ending up in first, picking up the big-time win to start off the season right. You had the 60 of Special K, Alan Kewins, doing really well up there as well, finishing in second. You had Davey Hendricks in the 81 battling back and picking up a big-time third-place finish there for him. Being able to hunt those leaders down and maybe even fight for a win there, but still a great effort from Davey. You had the 2 of Blake Bingham also do pretty well up there, up at the front, being able to walk away with a 4th place finish, with the 18 of Kevin Biggs all damaged and missing about 3/4 of his body panels, able to walk away with a top 5 5th finish. You had the 32 of Grandpa Cecil Giberson. That's Mike Giberson there in the Grumpy Gramp racing car. Hard charger of the race, up 21 spots, so great race from him, even though he got involved in one of those cautions there late, so great comeback from him. You had the 6 of Tony Fry, who was all destroyed. He had a great finish in the in 7th. You had Angel Hernandez, your defending season champion here, do pretty well, finishing here in 8th, with the 92 of Greg Klein being involved in that kind of white flag kerfuffle that went on, and able to drive out of it somehow and walk away with a top 10 finish. Same thing with that 73 of Tim Harmon, being able to walk away here with a top 10.
Wade Brooks in the 54 car, roller coaster night for him. You know, started in 8th, kind of got shuffled back, worked his way back up, back and forth, ended up being your last car on the lead lap, finishing in 11th. The number 9, Justin Barkley in the mac and cheese machine in 12th. Tommy Stanley in the 42, one of those guys we saw run up front most of the night. One of those guys that loved the outside lane. He was one of those guys. We had 4 or 5 cars that every time I looked down there, they were always running outside. And the 42 of Tom Stanley is one of those guys, finishing 13th after gridding 21st. Bobby Blazer, one of those guys, one heck of a pusher out there. Bobby was pushing and pushing and pushing on Angel Hernandez and whoever he could get in front of him up there. And one bad bumper lineup ended up being his destroyer there as he finishes the only car 2 laps down. Matthew Spires in 37, finishing 15th, 4 laps down. Andrew Kolb, another one of the guys running outside a lot of the time tonight, finishing in 16th after getting involved in some incident out there. Josh Grosso, a newcomer in the 23 machine, finishing 17th. Joe Archer in the 56. We thank you, Joe. Joe's Design Shop on Facebook. Go check him out. He is our series sponsor this season, so thank you, Joe. Starting in 17th, didn't really go anywhere. Finished 18th. You know, he was one of those guys that, you know, kind of caught some bad luck out there. And Pete Van Sprundle in the number 80, that colorful rainbow machine out there, had a lot of support online tonight. Pete, you got some fans out there, brother. But Pete, after working his way back up into the top 10, succumbed to an accident. And Bob Gallinger in the 44, finishing 11 laps down, started 33rd, ended up in 20th, and that rounds out your top 20.
Yeah, 31 to Alan Dixon, 21st. Red Stick Mike Simone, 22nd. Skylar Carnes in that 47 throwback machine. That was cool paint job, 23rd. Number 70 is Stephen McComas, 24th. 96, Derek Schimmel in the Super Serial Racing Truck car, 25th. 89 of Gary Sack, he blew an engine, ended up 26th. 24 of Francisco Villarreal, 27th. The number 1 of Jason Ricketts. There at 28th. 51 of Ken Olson, 29th. 35 of Ethan Flanagan, had a rough night there in 30th. 13 of Rob Nickel, 31st. Number 5, Michael Cheney, in 32nd. And then you have the old Matt Forns. He might have raced, he might not have. I don't know what he did at the end there in 33rd.
Race control.
It looked like he turned a few laps there. Just might have got caught up in that first caution or something. But poor feller. As we wind this one down, we thank you all for tuning in and watching, and looking forward to seeing you all back here as this season continues to roll on, as it has just barely gotten started. We will be live here once again tomorrow night with the HCK Beagle Super Speedway League, as they take those trucks around to some of these amazing tracks, and definitely look for a great show from them. And then I believe on Wednesday, the Vigilante Racing League is also going to be coming back with their All-Star rate as well as their last chance qualifier for some of their guys to come in and try to make it into that All-Star race. But definitely tune into that one and be on the lookout for the Facebook poll that we're going to put out here on MDOT TV, because you, as the fans, get to pick the 5th and final driver that gets to join them into that All-Star race. So we're going to be opening that poll up here just a little bit. So definitely be on the lookout for that, as well as be on the lookout for Friday night as the Cup Series of Midwest Days of Thunder comes here for Daytona for their official start of the season. And definitely look for a great show with that one in those Cup cars. On that note, we've got to say thank you to all you guys for tuning in and watching. You guys are the reason why we do this. Yes, you, Andrew Hansley, Albert Anderson, Nox Medusa, Angry Indian 89, all the guys on YouTube that I can't see on my main screen here.
Gary Sack, Cars for Life 9, Andrew Lupari, Taker 432, too many to mention. Lauren Cole, Matt Forns, Reverse Frozen, Fallen God, Nickel Motorsports Racing Team. Thanks to all you guys.
Yes, thank you guys. Seriously, you are the reason why we do this. Otherwise, it would just be 3 idiots up in a booth watching a race and having a great time. So we thank you guys for tuning in and watching, as well as that Joe's Design Shop. Thank you for sponsoring this entire season for the Xfinity cars, and it's going to be a great one. So big time thank you for your sponsorship there. But after that, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We are signing off.
We gone.
See ya.